a few of the different places, you know, we all get together. Nobody seems to be able to find or get engineer techs or engineers right now.
Well, the conference that Gary and I attended, they were talking about they're passing a bill in the House or the Senate to let road commissions and MDOT share equipment, but they didn't say anything about engineers.
Yep. Well, I think it does. Right now we're tied to, you have to be a bordering.
Surrounding county.
Right, this
Yeah,
would be, you
county.
could skip a
So
county.
this allows you to go from any road commission, doesn't have to be bordering, and allow to use MDOT. So that bill's, I think it passed the House,
I believe so.
and it's still waiting to get
Through the Senate.
through the Senate. But that would be good if we could do that, because that opens up a lot of avenues to a lot of people at that point.
Yep.
But just so you know, we got to do something, and that's why if you see the RFP out there, that's what we're looking for. And then just to throw a bug in your ear, I guess I want to look at next year, and that'll be an RFP that we'll put out, you know, later in the winter, to look at contracting out what I would call the first cut of grass mowing, to get a contractor to come in and they can scoot through with their disc vine mowers and cut that first cut of grass up next to the road fairly easily and quickly, and let our guys then at that point do the back slopes and the brush mowing with our equipment that they never do. And if you hired a contractor to do that, it costs you an arm and a leg. Our guys are capable and well suited to do that, and so that let us concentrate on the brush and the second, third cuttings. Let them go through a couple times a year and cut the grass right up next to the road quickly, and so I'll be bringing that to you.
They can truck right along with those disc mowers.
They can, but they go around, anything that's there, they go around because it damages them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so you'll see where they go around a limb or a dead animal or.
I run that deer too.
Yeah. So anyway, that'll be later in the winter time frame. We'll probably ask for bids there.
So the subsequent mowing that we will do will still be done by our summer seasonal help?
Yes. Well, yes, for the main part, but I think you got a couple full-time that can run like the swing arm mowers, and that'll get the brush and stuff on the back slope. And
well, my concern with that is that we seem to have a hard time getting the grading done and ready for the brining. So how do we take our full-time personnel and put them on this? I mean, how does that work? Time.
it's all the scheduling, yep. But I had a big learning curve this year when it came to all those contracts and what we did and everything, so we'll narrow that down a little bit more this coming year. There'll probably be some limits put on how much we do first before we can move to paving and chip seal, and then if we can do more of the gravel and deberm and all that later in the year like we're doing now, great. But
okay.
And I guess that'd be my last part, is we have been out doing some of the grading or the deberm and ditching jobs for the townships that have got projects scheduled. We've got Flatbridge Road, Blair Road, and Sterling that we're working on. So far it's working pretty good, and we're just gonna keep whittling them away until Mother Nature freezes us out.
I read a report, but of course, everybody gives you a different opinion that says we're gonna have another mild winter.
I would love it. Yeah, I was like, if we can keep those shoulders from freezing, and we can go in there and do a lot of deberming, that'd be great. I mean, but.
Yeah. Well, my experience is, I'll tell you what kind of a winter we had, about the end of April, first part of May.
Yeah.
Thanks for your help.
That's been my experience.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think.
This is not the resolution,
Okay.
but you can read it, but.
So, last meeting we talked about the resolution for the territorial road bridges, or actually we talked about them. We got all the info to do the DocuSign, the electronic signing, but I failed to recognize that there was a resolution that had to go along with it. We can't submit that until this resolution's approved. So if you want, I can read through this and let you know what we need, and then we can press on with it. So this is a resolution from Commissioner to be named. Offered the following resolution and move for its adoption. Be it resolved that contract number 23-5403, control section HSIP 30,000, job number 214036 CON by and between the Michigan Department of Transportation and the Hillsdale County Road Commission, Hillsdale, Michigan 49242, is hereby accepted. The following individuals are authorized to sign said contract. And we've got the chairman, Robert Godfrey, supported by Commissioner to be named, and then a vote with the yeas, nays, and absent. Then it's just, I hereby certify the foregoing is true, and correct copy of the resolution made and adopted at the regular meeting of the Hillsdale County Road Commission on the 26th day of October 2023, and would be signed by the chairman, Robert Godfrey.
So I move the resolution. I want my name on that first line.
Okay, I think,
Support.
Kathy.
roll call?
Yes, roll call.
Okay.
I'll start, Gary,
Absolutely, yes.
Mike
Yes.
Carney, Bob Godfrey,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Yes.
Mark Webb. All right.
Okay, so we'll fill in the blanks and we'll get, more than likely, we'll have you sign this, but
It'll be e-sign on it.
it'll be,
Yeah, I need that signed, cause that's gonna go in my resolution book
Right.
and all that, but then we're.
once
gonna
we
submit
send
that.
this and your e-sign information to MDOT, they will shoot you an email with it all on there to where you click on it and basically do an e-sign.
Each commissioner has to.
No, I think all we need to do is just this. Yep.
Okay.
It can be all if you
Nope.
all want to sign, but
Bob said
I was like, if we
Now-
listed
Now,
everybody's
that
name
being
on the
said, I'm
resolution.
not responsible for the money, right?
Hey, you signed
Remember-
it, you own it.
remember those liabilities that we were talking about earlier?
And we'll even put your name on the bridge.
Yeah, put your name on the
I'll
bridge.
get this typed
The
up.
Bob Godfrey Bridge.
I have my name on the Trip Road Bridge.
Oh, do you?
The commissioners always get their name put on a bridge,
Okay,
and so all the commissioners you'll have yours on it, so we know you spent the money there.
I do not have my name.
Where's the other?
we heard that he was good for
He
it.
has the one
If
that
there was a
needs to be
shortfall
signed.
somewhere, didn't we? We heard that he was good for
It
it.
better be a small shortfall.
I think Bob's gonna look for a cosigner.
Yeah.
He's gonna explain this.
Oh, thank goodness. Because I
So
couldn't,
again, in my learning curve of figuring out how things are gone here, we did a contract earlier this year with Reading Township to ditch, deberm, and then half limestone and half gravel, which is 1,000 tons of each, or 1,000 tons of limestone, 1,000 yards of gravel. And everybody signed the contract earlier this year. However, we decided to go without the limestone, and so we did another contract that I did with Reading Township. They signed it, but in lies my error. I left ditch and deberm on both of them, so they're not responsible for two ditch and deberms for the same road. And we changed the limestone line to a processed gravel line. And so instead of 1,000 tons at $25 a yard a ton, we went to processed gravel, 1,300 cubic yards of gravel at $12 a yard. And so basically what we've got to do here is we'll have you sign this one too, but then we're going to do a cover letter explaining this, saying basically this limestone line is getting replaced with this gravel line. And so it all comes out to $69,020.
That's the new contract.
That's the
Total.
combination of everything you've done is gonna be $69,020.
Cause if you
For their original, very first one was
we're
$85,000
taking this out,
even,
Okay.
it replaces.
because limestone is
So
less
it's making that.
less
person.
quantity, and the limestone costs way more than the gravel.
Yeah.
Does
Don't
that
that,
make sense?
don't that say 52,000 on that contract?
Don't,
That's, yes,
No.
that's because the deburr was on there too.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about ours.
And so that line of deburr shouldn't be there,
Okay,
because it's already on this one.
okay,
Yes,
And so all this one's really doing is adding the 26,520 for limestone and taking away the 42,500
No,
limestone, taking away limestone here and adding gravel here.
okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
yeah,
we
you
we
can-
kind of spelled it out a little bit more on the agenda to see what.
We did sit and talk with Alan Andrews from the township, and he agreed on that price, and you know, that, we both came up with the same figure. So everybody's good with that, as long as you are, we'll sign this one, put the cover letter on it, and that'll be the 69,020.
So we have to have a motion
I
to
think
do this.
so, we'd have to make
Yeah.
A motion that we do
the change.
the change.
It's like a change order.
Yeah.
Basically, yes, we're
That's what it
changing
is.
limestone for gravel.
And
Yeah.
so move. I'll support it.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion.
And so really, other than that, that's all I've really got, unless you guys have questions.
Is there any questions for Bob?
I have a couple of things. Yesterday was the Frugal Five meeting, and I was there at the meeting. And, well, the first thing that came out of that meeting, the chairman of the Frugal Five group is John Lindsay, the manager of the St. Joe County Road Commission, and John actually lives in French County, in the Bronson area. His son is the state senator from that area now. And so early on in the meeting, he made the comment, he says, you know, the whole purpose of the Frugal Five meeting is to get road commissioners together to share ideas. He says, we managers, we talk all the time. We go to numerous meetings together, you know, we communicate via phone or text or whatever. He says, so he was raising the question, he says, if we're not gonna get more board members to these things, is this even worth doing twice a year? And I think he made a valid point. So I'm just saying, the next time we have one of these, I would really encourage more of us to go. I went to the meeting back in the spring in Cass County, and Bob and Kevin were at that meeting. And I was at this one, and, you know, there were some things that were brought up that I think we all would benefit from. So I would encourage us, the next time we have one in the spring, for more of us to go. It's a 2.5 hour meeting. The one in Cass, you know, was a long ways away. I guess if they hold one in Berry County, that'll be farther yet.
I think Barry's gonna bow out
You think they're gonna drop out of our group?
because of
Distance?
where they're at.
Okay. So, and then just bring to your attention an item that came up at this meeting that I think was kind of a shocker to all of us that were there, is that Cass County has been doing some research on their pension plan. They have a locally controlled pension plan that the road commission is in charge of. And they discovered that McCrissip does not cover road commissions for E&O insurance. And that was a bit of a surprise to me as well. And so I asked the manager from Cass County, I said, so you guys have gone out and bought E&O insurance. I said, what did that cost you? And he said, we went out for bids, and he says it's costing us $8,000 a year. Well, you know, I don't know about how any of you feel, but I know that with the kind of assets that my wife and I have at this point in our life, I don't want to put them at risk for decisions that I make as a member of this road commission. And so I think that's something that we need to seriously consider doing as soon as possible, is to buy a separate E&O policy to cover us.
We were bonded,
Yeah, you're bonded.
so what does that mean?
I'll have to get exactly,
Okay,
but I
because-
believe that's what covers you.
don't
But
think
I
the
can
bond-
look.
I don't think the
I'll have to
bond
look.
In my
I don't know the
opinion,
answer.
the bond is a fiduciary bond. It doesn't cover for an E&O type lawsuit.
Okay, we need to know, and whether we need to talk to lawyers, whatever, we need that that question answered.
Yeah, and that's, to go along with that, Gary, they kind of found that by accident too.
Yeah, they did.
And so they started doing some digging with their lawyers and getting with McCrissip and all that. And so, yes, that's probably gonna be a very big topic across the state coming up here like really quick.
It would
Because
really,
they found that.
in my opinion, it would really be good if McCrissip would step up to the plate
Yes.
and put this E&O coverage into place for every county that's in McCrissip.
Yep.
But in the meantime, I think we need to do something. I mean, for $8,000,
Was that per person or for the commission?
that's for the commission.
Okay.
That's not per person. That would be my understanding. You know, that's a pretty cheap insurance policy.
Cause you could be sued personally.
Yeah, and that's what this would cover you for.
Cause in my business, the same thing, you
Yeah.
know, our LLC, I carried 5 million liability for that reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a good idea.
So yes, they did talk about that. They also talked about, we had a discussion on, commissioner benefits.
Pay
So
and
we got a-
benefits.
So we got a spreadsheet basically of the entire state that they, brought to us, that what all the different commissioners, the benefits they get, the pay they get, how things line up, and it's all across the board, across the state.
And we were at the bottom, I'm assuming.
No,
Well, we
you
were-
weren't, but you weren't nowhere near the top either.
We were similar to Branch and St. Joe, but Barry and Kalamazoo was there, and they are
Oh, it's wild.
substantially above where we are.
But some of it was more of the benefits. A lot of the pays are
Similar.
close, but some of the benefits of what the road commissions offer. And of course, it was also talked that, of course, you can't set your own benefits. The county commission has to set those benefits and stuff, so that's something that,
What more benefits could you have? I mean, you
oh,
got-
they're all across the board. Some of them have retirement, some of them have health care, some of them have
Let me,
nothing.
let me give you a good illustration, okay? One of the counties, they are doing an opt-out on the health insurance, and they're paying 95% of what the health insurance premium would be.
Ooh,
And so if you were at a full family
And that's not
level,
just for the board, that's for employees, every employee.
yeah,
that don't make sense.
that's
I would agree with you. And that's Berry County. And in Kalamazoo County, their base salaries are like around $10,000 to $12,000 per road commissioner. compared with ours.
It's all listed on their websites.
Is that a spreadsheet you could send us?
Yeah,
I don't-
actually, do you have it with you?
I don't have any,
I
I
don't
know
have it
nothing
with
of that,
me.
I've just been on
Okay.
other websites
Yes, I
for
do.
Could you
commissioners.
send that? I'd be curious to see that.
I'm pretty well satisfied with ours.
And then we also had a discussion on the benefits, pros and cons of your supervisory personnel, whether they should be salary or hourly. And so we had a pretty good discussion on that, and that's kind of across the board too, that's more of an employer preference, I guess. I mean, as long as they meet the qualifications for the being exempt or not, being exempt, by all means, yes, you can. Is it the best thing for every organization? Maybe not, but,
Most of the
That's all.
counties, your superintendent and your clerk / office manager, are treated as managerial people, they're exempt. In some counties, the next level down of supervisory people are exempt, and in others they're not, they're hourly, so.
so that is something I have been looking into, and I haven't quite brought anything to you yet on that, but,
Please do.
it has its advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons on both sides. And in my opinion, we talked about that at the meeting, it needs to be fair to both. I mean, you can't expect somebody to go to salary and then say, oh, you're gonna work another 80 hours a week.
Yeah, no compensation.
That's not what it's intended to be. It needs to be fair and equitable for both sides. I mean, so that is something that I have been looking at, and I'll be probably on the heels of the budget stuff. I'll be talking to you on that too, but those are just some of the things that we talked about at the Frugal Five meeting, and I thought they were very good conversations. They got a lot of
So
stuff going.
when's the next Frugal Five meeting?
We used to be quarterly, and now they're gonna do a semi-annual, so it'll be like in the spring and fall kind of thing.
Probably be in late March or early April.
But it is intended.
Where's the next one at? Do you remember?
What did you say? That was.
I left at noon, did they say where it was gonna be?
Yeah.
Branch or St. Joe possibly?
Yeah,
Branch.
keep us posted.
Branch.
So that
I was
was,
thinking it's not that far. It's
so I, just a little quick story here. So I saw John Lindsay and his wife at the conference in Mount Pleasant Sunday and ran through Monday, and so he said, well, I'll see you tomorrow in Hillsdale. He says, we're for the Frugal Five meeting. He says, where is it we're going? I said, we're going to the county park, and he gets this strange expression on his face, and I said, well, there's a nice community center there. We even have indoor bathrooms.
That's true.
He said, that's good.
Oh, well, we're telling stories. When I got on the school board, I had to sign a paper, said that I wouldn't be chauffeured to board meetings. Because the Detroit School District got in a big trouble over that. They were using state school funds for chauffeured limousines to and from board meetings.
Oh,
So did you sign that one?
I signed a paper that I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
Chauffeur. I said, I don't live that far from town, I can drive myself.
okay, is that everything? If so, public comment. Yes,
Bob, when can I get this letter to,
We're gonna do it once
If you wanna hang around, well,
I can't, I have to go someplace.
I can call you and we're back on Monday?
Yeah, I can swing by Monday.
Okay,
that'll
but
work.
I'll get it prepared
Probably
tomorrow.
we paid the way for you.
Okay.
anybody else? Yeah, Don.
When will the board discuss the healthcare savings plan that MERS discussed? I mean, where does it go from here now?
I need to know if I need to move forward and set up for them to come in to talk to
I think it should.
Yeah,
the divisions.
I would recommend at least having MERS come in and talk to the two divisions, whether separately or together, probably separately, cause could be
Two different
different.
divisions.
But at least get the information out to the people and let them,
So we can get some feedback and find out how much interest there is.
Mhm.
I think
you have
that's,
half the people saying no and half the
Cause they
people
won't be able to
saying.
approve it
Yeah.
until,
Right.
if they were to approve it, they wouldn't be able to do it until we had everything
Yeah.
spelled out.
That everybody was gonna do it or whatever. But it sounded pretty good to me.
But I just need to know from the board if I need to move forward.
yes.
I would say, yeah.
Okay.
You need a motion to that, or,
No.
I don't think so.
okay,
Once we have a meeting, we kind of figure out what we're gonna do, yay or nay, that's, I think, when we'll bring it to you and then ask you to. Like I said, really no cost
No.
associated with it, and actually it's a benefit by not having to pay the taxes on what gets put into there.
And it's, yeah, benefit for employee and employer
Mhm.
on the tax part.
Right. That's what Kevin just said, it goes, does that mean you're leaving early? That'd have been implemented, I might have left in December of this year. Now you're stuck with me.
today?
Now you're stuck with me for another year.
Can she come back today?
Barry, what does that, you talk about E&O insurance, what does that stand for?
Errors and omissions.
Errors and omissions?
E&O, it's errors and omissions.
Okay, thank you.
And that's for the board.
That's for the
You made a
board.
mistake.
Any other comments? Doug?
No.
Nothing?
Well, just that the E&O insurance is, opened my eyes a little bit. I don't know the answer to that question either, to the Board of Commissioners.
I tend to think that with the program that the county is in through the MMRMA, I believe it covers. But.
It's a worthy question though.
Yeah, it is a worthy question.
And we're not covered through the county?
No.
Cause until that, I would have been under the same assumption that maybe not in other county, but I would have assumed that McChrystal
Yeah.
would have covered that,
Right.
but,
I did too. I had that same assumption.
and apparently whatever happened brought their eyes open and started digging into it and found,
They had the head of the McChrystal actually come to their board meeting in Cass County, and she told them plain blank, no, we don't cover E&O. You know, general liability is covered, but not E&O. They're two separate things.
Anything else? If not, we can stand adjourned. Thank you.